Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. First, a quick update about me. Yesterday I was supposed to be streaming, as some of you saw. I didn't stream on Wednesday or Thursday. Wednesday on Twitch, Thursday on YouTube. I've not been very well, and yesterday my health took a turn for the worst. I've got a really bad infection in my leg, and that's made me very unwell, as it's spreading across my body. I had to go to the hospital yesterday in order to get it checked out. Thankfully, it's not as bad as we thought. I'm under very heavy antibiotics, and hopefully over the next few days I should be feeling better. So probably from next week onwards I should be back to streaming as normal. I might try and get a stream in on Sunday just to see how I'm feeling, but let's see how it goes. Maybe even tomorrow. At the moment I'm feeling a lot better now that I've got, a lot of antibiotics into my system. I'm still in a bit of pain, but it is what it is. I am recovering. So thank you to those that reached out to see how I am. I do appreciate it. But on with the actual content, with that out the way. And in my previous video I spoke about a situation in regards to xCloud, where they are trying to get it so the console itself no longer matters how many is shipped. As long as you have access to xCloud, you can buy your games and play them. This, as of, the time of recording, has not come into play. But it does seem like this is now actually changing, and as of November the 1st, that process is beginning, and potentially by the end of the year, it will be in full effect. Now, how do we know this? It's because Sarah came out and actually made a tweet regarding this, and well, let's switch over and have a look, because it's quite interesting and there's quite a bit to get through, and it's this to me could be the game changer that Microsoft has been waiting for, and it's another one up over Google. Apple is next. So as you can see here, Sarah Bond says the court's ruling to open up Google's mobile store in the US will allow more choice and flexibility. Now, I'm hoping this isn't just the US and it is going to be globally, but if it's just the US, that's a bit of a bummer, because the rest of the world is going to miss out. Our mission is to allow more players to play on more devices, so we are thrilled to share that starting November, this is November the 1st, players will be able to play and purchase Xbox games directly from the Xbox app on Android. Now, what is so important about this? Why is this like a landmark decision? Well, as you know, companies like Google, Apple, even Microsoft and Sony, they take 30% share when you buy an item from their store. Well, what's happening here is you'll download the app for free, and then when you purchase it, none of that revenue goes to the platform holder, because you're not actually buying anything from them. 100% of that revenue will go to Microsoft if it's a Microsoft first party, or 30% of it will go to Microsoft, and 70% will go to the publisher. Companies like Google and Apple will essentially get nothing. Obviously, Apple is still a closed system, and that is still being contested in courts with Epic and Apple. That case still continues, but I wouldn't be surprised that now that this ruling has been done, that a similar ruling will be passed on to Apple. But this actually is a really big thing, because now you can download the app, and from the app you can go through the games that you want. This is why Microsoft has been kind of bringing their app together into one, and as you can see from here, starting November, the Xbox app and mobile app will direct Xbox Cloud Gaming and store purchases to support. And so you've got the social, you've got the ability to download to the console, and you'll also get the ability to play on cloud, and that will give you the instant access that you want to. You've got the actual kind of feed, you've got your library, and you can click on any one of these that are first party owned or cloud enabled to play them. Currently, the games that you purchase are not yet available. And then you've got your Game Pass screen over here as well. So Microsoft is getting like 3-4 apps and condensing them into one to make it a one-fits-all application. Now, this is great news, because this means that though it's not native, which is fine for a mobile device, it means that your purchased games, whether you're on a tablet or a mobile phone, can be played in full through the cloud, as well as through applications like GeForce Now and stuff like that. But This is really, really big news, and this is the game changer that Microsoft has been waiting for. I also want to add that Saudi Arabian news that Microsoft is pulling out of Saudi Arabia is confirmed as a hoax. Jez Corden last night went through multiple sources from his, and every single one of them have denied it, and it turns out that the person that actually made the rumor kind of has disappeared, and well, we'll see how that develops. But this is actually the news that I was talking about. Now, if we look over here, The Verge is also covering this. Xbox Cloud Gaming will let you stream your own games in November. Now, it's not exactly everything, but as you can see here, Xbox President Sarah Bond revealed yesterday that starting in November, players will be able to play and purchase Xbox games directly from the Xbox app on Android. This means that you see a game on your phone that you like, buy it, and then you can start playing it there and then on your phone. You don't have to go home, you don't have to do anything. This kind of gives those, the Pixel Fold, the Samsung Fold, a whole new landscape now. Those phones really come into a new era now, because as long as you've got a good connection, you can hook up a controller and you're good to go there and then. You buy that game and you can play it right then. I mean, you don't need the controller, you've got face controls, but having a controller is great, right? Once Microsoft's work to enable a full game library on Xbox Game Pass is complete, you'll be able to purchase an Xbox game on Android and immediately stream it to your device. Project xCloud was supposed to launch with Games Library streaming in 2020. Microsoft then announced it will support your game library on xCloud Gaming in 2022, but it never launched that year. And so they've been preparing for this for quite some time, and Phil Spencer actually did come out and say earlier this year, I believe, in a Xbox message of all kinds, that it's going to come towards the end of the year. And true to his word, it is now happening, and this landmark ruling with Google and their Play Store has basically enabled this. This is what we were waiting for. This is a big, big game changer for Microsoft. This also paves the way for their handheld so well. Like, you can play it natively on there, you could play your, all the games that you own can be played through the cloud. And I assume this potentially will extend to your backwards compatible games as well. Can you see how big this actually now becomes? All Microsoft has to do now is improve the quality of xCloud. Instead of having it on a Series S kind of system when it gets busy, it's always busy at the moment, add more data centers to make them a Series X machine, or better even, right? To give them that quality that they need. There's also news that GeForce Now is going to be natively available on Xbox as well. I don't have any source for this, I've just been hearing mumblings that a native app could be coming, so you don't need to use the browser. And of course, nice little segue for that as well is this one over here, because now you've got Battle.net actually enabled for GeForce Now as well, so you can play games like Diablo. So Microsoft now is all in on GeForce Now. There's no holding this back now. Playing your favorite titles through Battle.net on GeForce Now just got easier. There's nothing stopping this now. They are all in on this, and it looks like that partnership is going to turn out to be something quite special. But yeah, this is the thing that I was mentioning. This is the game changer. This is the big, big move that Microsoft was waiting for, especially in the mobile market. As you know, Gen Z and Gen A, the younger generation, my kids, they prefer mobile gaming over everything else. Well, my oldest kid, who I think falls outside of Gen Z, he's still into PC gaming. But like my youngest kid, he's definitely more into mobile gaming, and he's always on his phone, his tablet, and it's no surprise that this is the way the industry is going. So being able to play these full games on your mobile phone that you want, that you can instantly just buy and play, is a massive, massive boon. And as the industry is kind of pushing that way anyway, it's great as an option to just get stuck into gaming altogether. This doesn't mean that they're going to replace consoles. This doesn't mean that it's going to replace PCs, but it's just providing a much bigger outlet for you to play games. And once they enable you to be able to buy your games and then play them instantly on the spot through cloud gaming, and maybe even through a kind of collaboration with GeForce now with xCloud to kind of make the service better. Once they get that rolling by the end of the year, I suspect a cheaper xCloud only deal is going to be available, because that makes sense. This is like the perfect time to capitalize on something like that, because not everyone needs the full Xbox Ultimate service. They can have that if they want, but a cheaper service at like £8-9 for cloud only should be available, comparatively priced with GeForce Now, for them to be able to just be able to play their Xbox games on their phone whenever they want. I mean, this makes perfect business sense to me, and this, instantly means that if they do release a cheaper model like this, which will definitely encourage more people to subscribe to it, being able to gain access to a cloud service, not for the games, because the games you can play yourself, unless you want to go the Game Pass Ultimate route, and then you'll have a host of games already available, and then the additional purchase games. So you see, there's still an incentive to go the Ultimate route because of the Game Pass games themselves. But if you don't want to, and you just want to buy and play your games on the cloud, then you have the option. Well, hopefully they'll give you that option with the basic cloud edition if that ever materializes. But this should, in theory, open up a plethora of people wanting to subscribe and increase the player count on essentially consoles owned. It's not really owning a console, but it does open the complete market to how many people have access to Xbox, because then you're no longer limited by the box. And when a third-party publisher comes in and says, what's your market share, they're no longer just looking at the console anymore at 20-30 million. They're looking at how many people have access to cloud gaming, xCloud. And if that number is 50, 60, 100, 200 million, 400 million, that is, and they're actively buying games. Obviously, not all of them are going to be actively buying games, but if they look at that actively buying games segment of the market, and let's say it's like 150 million from the 400 million people that has access to it, that's still way bigger than what their competition has, which is, if you look at PlayStation, they're at 60 million, PC's at like 135 million. Do you see where I'm going with this? So when you look at the grand scheme of things, this is Microsoft basically telling their publishers and telling third-party companies, you no longer have to fear not selling games on our platform. We are reaching everywhere and are going to be available to everyone. Whoever wants to buy an Xbox game, you can buy it and play it immediately on a mobile device through xCloud. That's pretty sweet if you ask me. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Let's have that discussion. And if you enjoyed this video, do consider leaving a like, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell to stay up to date with all content I release. We are trying to hit 8,000 subs before the end of November. Hopefully 10,000, which was my goal by the end of the year, but let's see how that works out. I'll be happy to hit 8,000 by the end of the year at this point. So let's see how that goes. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Remain legend.